Hi, I'm Josanne Wright Callender, the author of the Happy Little Garbage Truck program. It actually is an educational program that teaches literacy as well as social skills with its own little activity book for students. After each lesson, they can do something to reflect on the lesson or in that day's story, because I have it separated into segments for teachers, busy teachers, as well as, and I forgot to mention this, that I have like a video of how to implement the workbook and the teacher's materials. So that's also available. So you could check it out on Amazon. And I did put a link in this time for the book, but actually for the teaching materials, that's on my website, mattjointernational.com. Well, this is my vlog to speak about encouragement. And last time I did mention a little bit about the stickers that I would give to students about how they did a great job. But in general, this is how we build self-esteem. I thought about it a lot. And out of everything that I've said about self-esteem and um, positive self um, imagery and the positive self-image children are gaining about themselves, a lot of it comes from external relationships with people that they really appreciate and look up to. Parents, teachers, leaders in the community. Could be little league team coach or a soccer coach. But the encouragement that they receive from us, the people that they look up to, is what helps layer on to the foundational self-esteem images that they have of themselves. So everybody we start with something, and it could be, just like they're the children hopefully are bathed with love at their birth. And as they grow up, they find that, grandma loves you, grandpa loves you, your mommy's little girl, your daddy's little girl, or little boy, little, whatever. So, it's just like they hear these things and they place themselves in that imagery of what they were told. And that's really important because as a teacher, I have worked with students who had no um, problem accepting what I said to them as this is the truth. And so the children are very open to suggestion. And why not give them a positive? This has always been my tenet as a teacher. And when you give children positive encouragement, it actually acts as a motivator for them to do more of what you've asked for, because they said, "Oh, my teacher loves me, and she really wants me to do my best." And that's why she gave me this great job sticker. So, it's like the tangibles and the intangibles all build up in the child's spirit to make them want to try things that are a little bit difficult. And I remember that especially when I was working with a student who was mute, and he had different disabilities. But someone had said, well, I was supposed to give him a test on a vocabulary. And they says, how are you going to know what words he knows? He won't say anything. And I said, we'll figure it out. And so the little boy was so intelligent. I could just tell he would pick up on everything. And so I made an array of vocabulary cards, like 3. And I said, "Give me 'was.'" And he looked at them and he picked up "was." And I said, "Oh my goodness, we've got something here." And so I would make a different array and I would put "was" back in there just to make sure it wasn't a random selection. And I said, "Give me 'because.'" And he would pick up "because" and give it to me. And we got through, it wasn't so much a time test, because I wanted it to be what he knew rather than the speed in which, or, he was giving me the answers. So we got through the whole test, and I was able to ascertain how much of the vocabulary words we had for that unit that he knew. And this same little boy, um, we were learning how to construct sentences, and we were using our spelling words to build the sentences. And I would make coded, like the nouns were blue, say, for instance, the verbs were red, and then I would draw lines on the students' papers for them to construct a sentence based on the needing a noun and a verb to make the predicate phrase. So he was able to build sentences with the rest of the class using that method. And I can't say this was my idea. I got it from a game that someone had given me in the class about building sentences. But the key to the story is he learned how to make a sentence, so much so that when he went home, he wrote out to his mother, "I want a pizza." And she came to school. She says, "What are you teaching my child?" She says, "He wrote this sentence for me," and it was like in his funny little writing. I said, "Oh my goodness, he did that! Is You should be so proud of him." And I think she was a little put off because she didn't want to go and buy a pizza for him, but it's like the evidence here is what he wanted. So anyhow, we have to keep encouraging our students. We never know what they're able or capable of doing. So we have to just keep on giving them and expecting the best, giving our best to them and expecting their best in everything they did. So until next time, thank you for subscribing, listening, and please share. Bye bye.